on. Hey, we're live.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Well, here's a
Hello.
really interesting thing. We're live, but we're apparently we're
Alive.
not live. I'm still waiting for it to show up on YouTube. So apparently YouTube's having a problem this morning. So people will get there when they
Ye-
get there.
Well, they all have problems, like everything else.
Yeah. Oh no, now we're live on YouTube.
It's a problematic
I see it.
world. Life actually
Yeah.
is solving problems. No,
Yeah.
all the
That's
time.
true.
That's what we do
Yeah.
all the time. We solve problems.
That is true.
So
is
that
true.
means that YouTube is alive too.
YouTube is something. So
we had that
so what
debate
do you want?
already. Is it alive?
Is it alive or dead? Yes. Is a corporation a
Yeah.
real person? So
Dead
here's the
or
question, kids.
alive.
Oh my God,
Oh,
Bon Jovi.
Bon
Here we
Jovi.
go.
Yeah.
Oh God. Great. The 14-year-old in her is about to
So
come
what
out.
topic did you choose today, Steven?
I didn't choose squat. At 4 o'clock this morning, I got a text though that says we're going to talk about wokeism. So I'm excited to hear about woke.
And I got the message, and I say, "What the hell? He's not sleeping."
I never sleep.
Because it was very early for you.
Vampires don't need to sleep. They just kind of
That's true.
lay in the
I just
coffin
suck off. I just drink the human blood and eat little babies, and I'm
Oh,
happy. That's the
he
way it
doesn't
works.
look like a vampire to me.
That's because I'm not
I
wearing
know.
my Bond
He looks
villain
to me
jacket.
like a very, very hard supporter of woke agenda.
Who, me?
Yeah. If I saw
Are
you
you
somewhere
dr-
on
are
the
you
street,
Are you
I would
drinking?
say this guy is cross-dressing in the evening, or he puts the peruke.
There's a way for the evening.
Probably he's got like 10 different kind of identities, sexual identities, 10 at
Okay, I
least.
wasn't sure. Okay,
Like
yeah.
he's a boy, he's not a boy but not a girl, but
There you
not
go.
in between.
Oh, yeah, you never know. Yeah.
So what do you know about the woke? What is it in general? Is it they say agenda? Is it an ideology? Is it a philosophy? Is it what
It's
is
crap. It's crap.
woke agenda?
It's the woke agenda is a bunch of
well,
crap.
Yeah, but I want a definition. We always start with a
Yeah.
definition. Okay, I have a definition here from Wikipedia.
Okay.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Woke is an adjective derived from African American vernacular English. My English is very good. Original
doing
meaning
great.
alternate to racial prejudice and discrimination. Beginning
That I
in the
agree with.
2000. Let me finish. Beginning in the 2010s, it came to be used as slang for an awareness of social inequalities, such as racial injustice, sexism, and denial of LGBT rights. This is the
Okay.
short.
Right, but they don't. But they don't use
Doesn't
it for
sound
that.
bad. Does it
No,
sound
I
bad?
like that.
No.
That
The
definition.
original started in a good way. Well, not in a good way. Maybe it was their way of
It's
saying
kind of
you
like
need to be
the
aware of
original
the.
Superman. It started in a good way, and then it just went to shit. It's like the original Marvel universe started in a good
Just
way,
like
and then went to
some
shit.
religions,
Right.
they are for love, but where is love? I don't
There's
see
no
any
love.
love.
People ruined it.
They are discriminating LGBT people, but this is right. This is true in Greece. At least it's happening.
As my Uncle
The
Vito would say,
church
I bet
does
you
not
love
accept
right here. But here's the problem. I like the definition of what wokeism started, or what woke started, against prejudice and everything else. Now, unfortunately, woke is just a bunch of mammy-pammies that complain. You're not woke. Screw you and your woke. It's like gay. Back until the 70s and 80s, gay meant happy, right? And so when someone said, I'm gay, they'd be like, oh, he's happy. And it didn't mean that you were a homosexual. So they take these words and they make them to what they want. So to me, wokeism is a bunch of crap, not the original intent. That I go with.
What do they want?
Discrimination,
What do they
blah, blah,
want?
blah. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they know what they want. I think it's a bunch of millennials. And I don't know what generation I'm at. I was born in the year 2. Anyway, so that's
Millennials
BCE.
were second because I chose the topic because it's
Right.
there's a lot of talking, but there was the Olympic opening. Did you have a chance to
Oh
watch
yeah, so
or
I didn't.
something?
Oh, yeah,
I didn't. I didn't.
And there's a big
I didn't
debate
have to see
about
it.
it. There was a big debate about it, how woke this also is. Another thing. Have you heard of Eurovision contest, the
Yes,
song contest?
I've heard the Eurovision.
This is also very, very woke, but this one actually started from homosexual people, I think. I mean, many
nice.
decades ago, when not many people were watching it. It was already it was as a part. So it's a party of happy people there, colorful, and
I'm very
not
happy.
much quality in the music and the songs, but it's a game.
But wait, the Olympics though. I did not see the. I could give a crap about the Olympics. I don't want to mention any names, Vicky, that stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning watching the Olympics.
Vicky is watching Olympics. She said that last time.
Yes, but here's the problem with the Olympics is I saw the opening, I read the news, saw the videos, and they're talking about, oh, it's anti-Christian and it's anti-this and it's anti-that. No, it's art. That's all it is. I don't understand this wokeism.
Yeah, it's art.
And also the fact that people believe the Bible, which was written by a bunch of men, that a bunch of guys got together and put it together. It wasn't written by the real people who wrote it. So my point is, it's sort of like, it's just a belief. And I looked at the picture of I guess what they said, the Last Supper. It just looks like some fat chick with a bunch of people eating food. The guy with the horseman, they go, it's an apocalypse. I'm thinking that's pretty cool technology. So, I think you can
is that
see
what they said was
anything.
No, I didn't take it like this. I didn't take it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what everybody was complaining about it, which I thought was very interesting. I'm looking at it going, it's pretty cool. I thought it was all cool technology. I didn't look at it as anything else.
The biggest complaint, I think, was in two categories, because the other, the horse rider and everything else is just aesthetics. What was more than aesthetics is the pointing to something. It's the there was something like the how it's called in English, the holy dinner, or how you call it.
I just said that, the Last Supper.
The Last Supper. Yeah, sorry.
I just said that. I said the fat chick.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. It was the Last Supper. It was the Last Supper.
Are you not Vicky?
And then they said that it wasn't the Last Supper. It was from. It was more about the ancient Greeks, because there were also 12. And Christianity in general has taken a lot of things from other religions, but I think all religions share things anyway. And it was obvious that it was more of this kind of presentation about the ancient, because there was obvious that there was Dionysus, the ancient god, that he was in the table, blue one. And holding, grapes and stuff like it was totally obvious. And later they said that it was taken from a painting of like 17th century. I don't remember the painter. And he did plenty of those works that remind this. And his inspiration was the supper, but he because it was after the Renaissance and stuff, and they put a lot of ancient Greek stuff into the paintings, and he did it kind of connected to the original tradition or myth or something like that with the Greeks. And then all the Christians, almost all, they just arose, because behind there are like LGBT people, and how can you connect this with the supper, etc., etc. And the organizations, they have taken the clips out now. It's for me, this is the scandal. They are taking them out.
This whole thing is bullshit. Let me just be blunt. This is all bullshit. It's a bunch of mamby-pamby, woke, whatever. Because listen,
and what is bullshit?
Everything they're saying, it's it's a fat chick with her friends, they're eating grapes. I never saw a fat person eat a grape, but sure, let's go.
It was obvious.
Grape people. Okay, that's bogus, but it was fine.
He had also everything that Dionysus was wearing. So
yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Of course, we are just talking about that later. We will go into the agenda, the ideology.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, to me, it was just this whole thing about, who cares? It's art. If you don't want your kids to watch stuff, then turn off your iPad. Turn off your. I mean, like, enough is enough.
It's about them, not the kids.
No,
they say about the kids also, but yeah.
Here's the problem. I don't. Vicky's like 20 something. So anybody, and we'll exclude
God.
Vicky and Rachel from this because they're both
She's
like
already
little
20
teenage girls
something.
because they go to. Yeah, she's not really. She's like 107. Anyway, but anybody
Ageless.
under say 45 to 0 pussies. Full stop. A bunch of pussies because they've never lived through anything. They've lived in this society where we're going to protect you. We're going to. No, we're not.
They
This
lived
is
through a
the real world.
pandemic.
You get
That's a
dresses.
big deal.
That's stop it. Punch up pussies in that too. We can't go out. We can't do this. We can't do that. Meanwhile, Dubai and Norway and the rest of the country world, you're like, yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. And everybody's, yeah, fine. Same thing. So my point is that this Olympic thing is much to do about nothing. I think
I agree with that.
they did it's the biggest waste of time in the world. And two, they can't even sell tickets to the Olympics. Like there's 500,000 tickets unsold. So I think the Olympics are the people that cause their own controversy, claiming maybe we can get people to come. No one wants to go to Paris because it's not safe, and it's not the Paris of old. No one wants to go to the Olympics because it's in France. I mean, it's all nothing. And this whole thing about the Olympic opening, if it offends you, shut the television off. That's the thing I don't get. They watch it, and then they talk about how offended they were because they're so woke, because you're a pussy. And then they complain about it. I'm like, then turn it off. Don't say a word. Just shut
So you say that those anti-woke are pussies because I understood at the beginning that.
No. Woke people. Listen. If you're woke about somebody's like what it started out to, if you're gonna stand up against racism and people being unfair to the LGBT MOUSE community and all that other crap, and you're for the rights of people, and you want to call yourself woke, fine. I would just call yourself an activist. It's a lot better because woke has a bad connotation. But if you're going to be like, I watched the Olympics, it was so little Johnny saw.
It was so not me. So not me.
Yeah. Right.
And I wanted it to be me.
What did you think?
Show me there.
Yeah, but wait, Vicky's actually watching this.
Vicky, what's your opinion about it?
It's funny because the thing I thought was going to offend people when I was watching it is they went and did like this fly through of the Louvre and they showed all the statues and paintings and stuff. And I thought, oh, they're showing all the Greek statues that they took from Greece in the museum.
Good point.
It's the Olympics. And they're kind of like, hey, Greece, look, we took the Olympics and we took all your shit too.
Yeah, that was one. And the second, then, but if you want to see them live, you have to come to Paris.
You have to come to Paris. Exactly. Right. Yeah. So,
so you thought that's what they would be offended about, that the drone flying through the Louvre. Okay.
But no one was woke about that, I guess.
But I guess, the opening of Olympic ceremony is actually about the city and the country in general of that is holding the Olympics.
Host country.
So it's a kind of advertisement for the. It's not that Paris needs any advertisement, but everything is advertisement because we need 40 million tourists and 30 million. We need 10 more, like that. And it's not only that; it's more than that. So the opening, because Greece had also Olympics in 2004, and if you have any time to watch, this is one of the most beautiful openings because this is an artist, the most famous artist in Greece. I don't have to say, of course, it helps that Greece has very long history, and the ancient, the great Alexander, and later Byzantine, and later new. So we got a long history. So we have the material for showing this stuff. But I think that this whole thing that happened is what France is. I've been to France many times, and I know the French. They're like that. They have the statues. We don't care. It's part of our heritage that we stole things like the British, and we show it. It's true. What do you think?
But here's the thing. I've been to France too many times, in Paris, which isn't my favorite place. I go outside of Paris because I like to hang out with people. But the problem is, in a good way, they're very, for lack of a better term, freer and more liberal than just say the pilgrims here in America. So sexuality, nudity is no big deal to them. So when the Paris people used to be, when I was there, those girls in that red light, never mind. Anyway, but I think when the Paris people, I think when the people were making the opening for the Olympics, I think in their mind, they're thinking this is a beautiful art. This is this, this is that. And like I said, the things that I've seen, I was like the horse coming down the river and they're going, it's the apocalypse horse. I'm thinking this is the coolest technology, like I said, ever.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't see the Last Supper with the fat chick. I just saw a fat chick with her friends, you know, like there you go. So I didn't care. So that's why I said, I don't understand this wokeness. I think people need to be, for lack, I hate this term woke. I think they need to be woke because they need something to be mad about. They got to be mad. If they're having a good day, if something doesn't go wrong that day, they have to find something to be mad.
Need,
like they have to be mad.
You're right here. I also think so. Let's see what Vicky has to say. I think you're right here because, and we had a show about that. They need to be polarized. And it's good for the politics also, because as we see, they're using it a lot. And they're pushing into more polarization because it works in favor of politics. What do you think, Vicky, about that?
Well, I think, you know, it's funny. The term, when I think it's used as a verb, which I think it kind of originally was, you need to be woke about what's around you, right? So that you know, it came from when it was dangerous to be African American, you know, and you had to be aware of what was going around you, so you weren't singled out and, you know, a victim of violence and that kind of stuff. So like when you need to be aware, that's one thing, but when you're woke as a, you know, descriptive noun, I think it's ridiculous, because at what point do you even draw that line, right? Like anything could offend anyone. You can't anticipate what everyone's going to be offended about. Like in the Olympic opening ceremony, I'm sure they didn't think, oh, we want to have this horse because it's going to piss A, B, and C off. But at the same time, like if someone, you know, I'm into K-pop, and sometimes these kids will wear dreadlocks and do like, you know, some that kind of stuff. It's like they need to be informed about what they're doing. That is probably not a good thing.
Why isn't that if you're in South Korea, I don't think it doesn't matter to you, because you're not offending anybody in South Korea. You're just performing.
Right. If it stayed there, yes. But when you take money from the rest of the world and you make money off other countries that at the same time you're being insensitive to, you should probably be educated in that way. Now,
educate me now, because I don't understand how, if I'm a performer and I'm going to do a Bob Marley song as an example, and I put on dreadlocks.
You put on blackface.
How am I offending somebody? Blackface is different. That's different.
Is it? You're drawing a line now. Where do you draw that line?
Because blackface was meant to be racial when it started. Now, a guy named Andrew Schultz does a comedy bit, and he talks to a black guy in the audience, and he says, if you know, we're Navy SEALs and we have to go on a mission at like midnight, he says, you know, is that bad if I and he laughs and he goes, and you can't smile. I mean, so he brings it out. And so in certain things, it's not a bad thing, right? Now, I'm not for blackface. I never did it as a kid. I never would do it. But if an actor, or even like Saturday Night Live, they throw on dreadlocks and they're not making fun of a culture. It's part of they're just making fun in general. Like so I don't understand it. And I guess when you said, oh, you have to be woke and be careful because you're black. It came in 2010. That's a sad state of the world, to say that you have to be careful in 2010 if you're black. It's a sad state today. You still have to be careful in 2024.
That's when it changed to be under the umbrella of the other terms, right, Adam? That's when it changed to be the LGBTQ and all that. When that
but isn't it still dangerous to be black in some areas?
Yes.
Black, LGBT, Jewish, I don't know, any kind of minority.
Of course,
it's still. So we can say that in one way, the struggle, like, okay, let's take the gay people. They have the parades, you know, the gay parade. We have it here in Greece. We have it all around Europe. I don't know if
you guys have them daily in Greece, so it's a whole thing. So.
Yeah, because we like parties.
I know, it's a party city. You know.
Of course it is. What else is it? It's a party to celebrate life. And being alive and being existent, and with an identity,
right?
Right. And in Greece, especially because Greece is surrealism, I tell you, really. There is an anti-gay parade, which they called it happened already twice. This is family parade. So there are families going out and walking in the street, like a lot of them, and holding, pictures of Jesus Christ and Mary, and everything, and saying that we want to protect the families. We don't want, and they don't say it openly that they do it against the gay, but they called it family pride. So, so you see the connection, that it's obvious that they don't admit it. This is the first hypocrisy for me. They don't admit it that they are against it. The second thing that I want to tell about that is that they think that the gay people and everything is destroying the family. I ask them, what? How are they destroying your families? I mean, if you look at the news and you say, oh, this one raped a child, or this one raped a woman. Well, those are not gay people. Gay people don't rape women. And women are the victims of, and women are also, I think, in the woke agenda. I mean, the protection of women, yes? Because it's about any kind of minorities, I think. Minorities, any kind of action, violent action against people for a specific reason.
So let me ask this question to both of you. First of all, when someone says they're walking with a picture of Jesus and Mary, you don't know what they look like. So you're walking with just a picture. It could be anybody. So I don't get that. So you two are not Jewish. You can explain it to me at some point. The other thing is, I don't care if you have a parade, whether you're gay or straight, or you want a family day or this day or that day. And it goes back to like sticks and stones will break my bones, but words won't hurt me. So if you have a sign that says we hate gays, good for you. If you have a sign that says we love families, good for you. You don't care. I mean, and we've gotten to a thing where people actually, which is the funniest thing in the world, think that when they're marching and they go on Instagram and they do that, what they say matters. It doesn't. Nobody cares except the other million people that believe in what you say.
This is what you think, that nobody cares, but they think that everybody cares. And they also, one of their things they are saying in general about this is that there is too much of it, like too much
what?
Drag queens, too much gay, too much black people. And in fact, there is something like that.
Wait, too much black people? It can't be too many. They're human beings, and you're just saying there's too many human beings.
I'm saying about the shows, because I think that the big platforms, with films and everything, Netflix and all of them, I think there is I don't think it's a law, but there is an agreement that in every serial and every movie there will be at least a relation between two homosexuals and one black guy. And sometimes I just saw Deadpool.
There was no homosexuals and no dead guy.
There might be somewhere hidden.
Except that Ryan Reynolds, if you were Deadpool and Wolverine did it, but that didn't have anything to do with homosexuality. It was doing
but you're talking about I'm talking about television, the platforms. In cinema it can't happen. In cinema it can't happen.
The SAG actors, the minority SAG actors, and if I forget you, please forgive me. I don't know all the things that are out there. Human being's a human being, but apparently not. So if you're Asian or black and Latino, those are the three that I'm aware of. If there's more, let me know. Or American Indian, or American, whatever the hell you're called. It is what it is. They were saying they didn't get enough representation. So what happened a few years ago is they would put more minorities, for lack of a better term, in movies. Sometimes it had nothing to do with it. And to me, I don't care. I don't care what your color of your skin is or what your sex is. Just be a good actor or actress or a thespian and do your job. So when they're like, you have to put more of this and you have to put more of that, I'm like, why can't we just get the most qualified person to do that part? So I think this wokeism has gotten to a point where it's gotten stupid. It's like we talked about this on Lost Dollar Business Club Black about diversity officers, right? 80% of the diversity officers at corporations and at universities, black women. And the other 20% are, I guess, are either men or other ethnicities or gay. And we were saying, well, that's not diversity. Like, yeah, so it's like so if we would just get away from I don't understand why we're all fixated on color, and we just don't go, this is the most qualified person, and as well as sex. I don't care if you're a male or female. There's only male and female. Sorry, people. Will you be whatever else you want? I don't give a shit. But male and female, until science tells me there's another one, then that's fine. So why don't we just get the most qualified human being, whether it's an actor or actress or a thespian or for a job, and we don't need the woke stuff. It's like if we all just got along and actually just said everyone's a human being, we take the most qualified and that's it. What's wrong with that? You don't need woke then. Then where woke start for the Black community, where you have to be like aware.
But
of your
everybody would
surroundings.
agree with this. It's not.
No,
the
they
thing.
won't. Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Have you listened to the Republican Party? Really? They don't agree with
Oh,
squat.
okay, I exclude those.
Excuse me, and the Christian and the so-called Christians and the guy with the funny pointy hat and his people wouldn't agree with any of it. So the problem is that we don't agree with it, and apparently in at least in a certain area, I don't want to mention, Gaza, they don't seem to agree with it because you're two different religions and you still come from the same theoretically place. So everyone talks a good game, that they all agree with it. We all get along and we all need to love each other. And we're going to have this kumbaya moment. But when it comes really down to it, we don't do that. We are basically a very racist planet. So all the wokeism and all this other bullshit, if someone says I'm woke and you're like, I'm woke too, but you don't agree with their wokeism, then you're not part of their little group, then it's bad. So that's what the issues are. The issues are that we make up these words. They mean absolutely nothing, because if you disagree with someone, then it's no good. So really, we do more injustice to our planet than a justice. That's what I think. But what do I know? I'm in charge.
So let's ask Vicky, who knows?
I'm here till Thursday. Tip the wait staff. What do you think, Vicky?
The women know. I always
women know everything. I know. That's what we always say. Women know everything.
Yeah.
What do you know, Vicky? Yes, all right. Come on.
Hair flip moment.
Yes.
By that. Right? Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with 90% of what Stephen said, for sure. I think now it's become sort of a political football and like a term to not educate people, as I think it kind of started maybe in 2010, but it's become like, well, I know more than you and you're ignorant because you don't know that we're banning Starbucks or whatever.
You haven't been reading.
Right. Then you're
open a book. I'll tell you something that I read today.
That kills babies because you're not woke enough. And you're like, the F is that? And so I agree that now it's gotten too far. And now our conservative public party is like you remember how they used to use elitist, Stephen? It was like, oh, you're an elite, so you can't relate to people. Now it's you're woke and you can't relate to people. And like, that's the new football term. That
association. Because it's an association.
Like now,
but they're using it for political reasons, right?
So now
we have to know that those who push the anti-agenda and probably the for agenda are political persons.
Because like you said, Adam, they need to separate and divide so they can build their own particular power.
But why we bite the bullet? How you say it?
Because people are stupid. People are ostriches, and let's just be blunt. We don't have to be nice.
That doesn't explain.
Everybody's stupid.
It does.
Yeah.
Everybody's stupid. Yeah.
There's 8 billion. Listen, there's 8 billion people on the planet. 90% of them dumber than a box of rocks. Okay, they don't have a clue. They only get their, and as you know, a certain demographic.
But they think they know.
TikTok, or they get their news from. But
they think they
what
know.
They know. My dog knows more than they do. Okay. So that's the problem. They don't know. They don't read. They don't
want
know
to meet
history.
your dog.
And remember, so do I. And those people that
my dog knows shit.
My dog,
she's jealous about me all the time.
My dog's very smart. In fact, she just came back from Starbucks for the family, which was very nice. Anyway, but if you don't read history and understand history and have an open mind to like new things, then you just become an idiot. And it's like, oh, it's this and this is all bad. And so all these people who are woke, if you start talking to them about actual history and go, this happened 1,000, no, it didn't. Okay, it's in a book. Oh, that's wrong. So all this stuff that's happening, it's kind of already happened. We're just repeating history, and we've not changed the cycle. So all we keep doing is having the same issues. It's just a different century, and nobody sees that. And no one's saying we need to change the way we think as a planet. But we don't, because it's land acquisition. How much money can I get? What can I own? What can I do? And no one says, okay, how do we make it better? And the 5 people that want to make it better get to a point where they're like, yes, good. Let them all kill each other. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
You
We're at a
see,
tipping
how
point.
make it better?
Yeah.
It's becoming a subjective issue. People
We all
don't
get along.
follow, not everybody, but many people don't follow the scientists when they say, guys, we're fucked up with the climate. And I tell you that this summer here in Greece, it's unbearable. It's unbearable. I mean, it's so hot. It's hot in the
That's because of all the parades.
Yeah, it's getting hot at the parades. All
They're
the
ruining
farts.
the weather while they're at it.
Maybe they're farting.
Yeah.
They gay farts and
They farts. That's
polluting, polluting the straight air that we are living in.
Right. Here's what's really funny. Somebody is going to see this, and they're going to, because we let people remix our videos, someone's going to see this, and that is going to be the one that gets 50 million views, that gay farts pollute straight air. And that is the one that is going to make.
I just made the argument for winning the everything. Oh my God! I hope Trump does not watch us.
Right,
Donnie watches.
Ad.
Yeah, Donnie watches all the shows. I'm assuming at the next event, at the
Kamala
next
is watching for sure.
Kamala loves us. She sends us a text message every day.
Our
Kamala
love.
won't use that. She's a little smarter than that. But Donnie and JD,
Yeah,
I
but
can
Kamala
see
is
their next
woke.
speech.
That's why.
No, she's not that woke. She used to be a prosecutor. I can see that JD and Trump next.
Who is
speech
more woke,
gonna be
Kamala or Biden?
Oh,
well,
God.
Biden's dead, basically. I
Yeah,
don't think
Biden's dead.
Yeah, well,
old Kamala is there. Yeah,
yeah, but it's fresh,
I
still
could see
fresh.
it.
We had him.
Yeah, the corpse is still there. I got it. But anyway, I could see.
He's
Trump
still the
now
president of your country.
not my country.
I like Joe, but
listen.
He's
The best part about it is Fox News is going to tell Donnie they saw this, and because it's on the internet, it's true, that gay farts kill straight air. That is going to be the headline. By next week, it's going to be all over the news.
It's going to be the short for sure.
Yeah,
I'll read to you.
I'll take care of that.
I'll read to you one typical conversation on the Facebook, right? That I had with a guy who was saying that this is bad. What is happening? People have to know about the opening, right? About Dionysos, the god there, and what he has offered to humanity, and then they have to be ashamed of themselves. They are totally fucked up people who discriminate historical personalities. Then I ask her, tell us what he offered to the humanity, Dionysos. And he answers, open a book to learn. And I say, help me because I cannot read. And this historical person, as you're talking about, until now, I thought is a mythical ancient god.
All right.
But I might be wrong. You know, words have meanings. We always say this. Everything has meaning in this life. Yeah. This life is about meaning.
Correct.
I am 100%, not even 99, 100%. And when we say historical or mythical, there's a big difference. Because historical is something that really existed. And mythical, like Zeus, Dionysus,
how do you know
Apollo.
Zeus was mythical? But how do you know Zeus was mythical?
Because we talk, when we say Greek myths, it's in the myths.
But,
it's a religion.
But remember, every myth starts from some truth. So we don't know that. We know that
but the truth here is not a god. There were no real god at because we went to we go now to the mountain and we don't see any palace, or there were palaces there. They were living there in Olympus.
But let's go.
The mountain Olympus.
There's
no sign.
But 1 million or 2 million years ago, there could have been, and they could have just.
It wasn't 2 million ago. It was 2,500 years ago. We would have still some. No. Even the Greeks were saying that those are myths. They were saying they didn't believe. They didn't believe that Zeus was flying around and fucking girls all the time and making children here.
Whoa! Let's get back to this. He was flying around? No. So
literally in the midst he was flying. Oh, suddenly he was flying, turned himself into a rain, golden rain, and turned himself into
it's sex with a swan, or he had sex as a swan. A lot of things going on.
There are many crazy stuff, and it's obvious.
It's Greek.
No, look, it's Greek, but all kinds of religions and stuff have crazy stuff because you know why? Because
Magic
the older people were not so aware of things that are happening in the world as we are now, because we have technology. People did not know galaxies 100 years ago. They didn't know that there are galaxies.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they kind of did. They had telescopes. They
No,
were kind of talking about that. Einstein
it
and
was
all those
100
guys back
years
in the
ago.
day.
It was
Yeah,
100
they
years
did.
ago.
400 years ago, maybe 200 years ago, they didn't know. But even the Galileo,
100 years ago, Stephen, 100 years ago, or maybe
keep going.
110. It's like this. Okay, take 200. Take 200. It's not a big deal. We're talking about people 2,500 and more. And at that time, all the religions, all over the world, and everything that is written about the religion is not literal. They are metaphors, they are analogies, allegories. They're pointing to something. And this, and I say always to the Christians here, which I want a short comment about what Trump was saying about the Christians. Christians, you don't have to just go to vote now, and then you won't have to vote again. So
We'll
what
talk
does it
about that in a
mean?
second.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
So let's go back to
really
that.
quick, just so you know, I want to let you be aware.
Yeah. So those are myths, and the big problem that Christianity.
The first galaxies, just to get on the galaxy, the first galaxies were identified in the 17th century by a French astronomer named Charles Messer. Although at the time he did not know what they were, Messer, who key observance of comets, spotted a number of fuzzy objects.
But they didn't know it's a galaxy. They didn't know it's a galaxy. They didn't know what galaxy are. The first galaxy they discovered, it was Andromeda galaxy,
so the
closer to us.
Hubble discovered the Milky Way. Yes.
Yeah. Not Milky Way, the Andromeda. Because this is
Milky Way. I'm reading the thing. It says Hubble discovered the Milky Way.
Yeah, but they understood that there are galaxies because they saw Andromeda and they calculated the distance. And they say, oh fuck, this is not a star like the other we have here. This is 2.5 million light years away. This is too far.
There you go. Right.
So that thing there is too far away from what we know up to now, and it looks too big. Then they started to make hypotheses of galaxies and stuff like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We know much more.
No. Do you want to talk about Trump now? Making that statement to the Christians?
Just to finish the sentence. We know much more now, and we are jumping to the other side from myths and gods who are jumping around girls and places like from Egypt to Greece, like jumping around and flying. We are going to a literal world. Everything we take literally.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? My works are metaphors. If you take them literally, can you take this literally? How can you take this literally?
I take it literally, by the way. I do. When I saw that,
you literally have it, but
I literally have it. Yeah.
But it's not literal. It's alien software. It's called. What's literal? Do we know there are aliens? How we know they look like that? We don't know. We haven't.
We had dinner last night. So I'm over here. So,
Vicky, tell us what you think about what Trump said about.
What do you think about Trump? Do you know what he said?
You guys.
Okay.
You guys have to tell me. I was watching the Olympics apparently, and I missed that.
I actually, it was in Reuters, the Washington Post, and a whole bunch of news. On Saturday, he was at an event in West Palm Beach, and he said, "Christians, if you vote this November, and I win, you'll never have to vote again."
Go vote.
Yeah. Now, here's what's really funny. A whole bunch of Christians, and it was in the article, said, that's not the Christian, whatever I stand for. I stand for democracy as a Christian. So a lot of them were very offended by that. And I was like, whoa, dude, you really just screwed up your base. That's basically making it sound like he's a demigod, or he's going to be the next, king. And I think as much as the Christians go, yay, Trump, because, you say the crap we want to hear, they're all as wrong as most of them are. And I mean, with their beliefs and everything else, they believe in one thing, and I give them credit for it. They believe in democracy. And having a king is not a democracy. And I think
not a case.
That was not them. Yeah, no, and he said, I mean, I'll send you the article later, Vicky, but
But
I was shocked when I
Stephen,
read
maybe
that.
he didn't
Yeah.
mean that. Maybe he didn't mean
That's what
that
he'll
I
say.
Of
will
course,
become.
yeah,
I never
that's
said
what they
that.
No, wait,
That's
wait.
that,
There is
wait, wait.
another
That's what
possibility.
they all say. No, there's no other possibility. That's what
Oh,
he said.
I will tell
And
you
then,
another possibility, and
no,
you
I
will
can't wait.
agree.
There'll be,
You will
I
agree.
doubt it.
I will fuck up so much the world that there will be no war, so you won't have to. I will kill you all, so you
There
won't
you
have
go.
to vote again. Christians, you will go to heaven.
No, there you go.
Right.
Maybe that's it.
You see?
Well, the problem with
Maybe
that, the
it's even
problem with that,
worse. Maybe it's even
maybe.
worse.
The problem with I'm going to go to heaven thing is that there's only a certain amount of people that are allowed in, and everybody else gets to live on the fringe. It's not like everybody gets to go there. So there's a flawed. That's flawed. But his spin doctors said after, and it was in the article for the Washington Post, and not Reuters, but Washington Post had a better article. Was talking about, well, no, what he meant was, and everyone's like, no, this is what he said. Like literally, if you vote for me, there'll never be another election. You don't have to worry about voting again, yada, 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 yada. And like I said, a lot of them were like, that's not democracy. So as much as the Christians don't want Camilla for whatever the reason is, because they're going to take away plastic straws, which is what the Republicans are saying now. That's their beef against her. They're going to take away plastic straws. That's how you vote on a president, whether you have plastic straws or not.
Yeah.
The Christians at least know that we are a democracy, and you can't have a king. You have to have an election because we bring in fresh blood to help us move from A to Z. And Joe Biden today, I don't know if you guys saw this article was in the FT and pretty much in every other paper, the New York Times and the Journal, was saying that he is going to wants to revamp the Supreme Court because they want to change the thing where a president is exempt from his presidential crimes. And they're like, no, you cannot, because no man's above the law. So there's starting to be a movement, and I had one earlier, so thank you. But there's starting to be a movement that I think because Camilla is pushing. She raised $200 million, and she also raised, I think it was $100 million like overnight, which is the most anybody's ever raised. Camilla Harris is going to give Trump a run for his money. And I don't know who's going to win, but it looks like she's not going to lay down and take it. And I think they're supposed to be debating in September on ABC, so no one's going to watch it. So CNN, come on, chop, or they should come on our channel because everyone will watch it. But
Who is going to debate?
Very interesting. Camilla and Trump. And
is it sure?
Yeah, ABC. Yeah, no one's going to watch it. It's going to be on ABC.
But I think Camilla is not yet officially chosen as a candidate.
She's everyone's endorsing her. She's raising money like a drunken sailor.
Yeah, but officially,
she's gonna get the nod next month at the Democratic Party, unless something happens.
But some guys saying that they don't want her.
Nobody's saying that. Party. There's not one person. Yeah, well, yeah, the Republicans are saying it. Here's the issue, though. Whoever she picks as her vice president, though, because JD is screwing up big time with everything he's saying, right? He's using racist terms. He's making fun of people. There's a speech he did this weekend that they're tearing apart. This guy is like, what's her face that ran with McCain? Oh, Sarah Palin. This guy's Donald Trump, Sarah Palin. Thank you, Don.
Remember that? Remember her? Oh my God!
I dressed up as Sarah Palin for Halloween.
Just 10 seconds. 10 seconds. You just
you're not woke. You're not woke. You're not woke if you dress up like Sarah Palin. But anyway, so the really cool thing, I think, I know, right? So I think it's really cool. It's not a fun one. We have to figure out who Miss Harris is going to pick as her vice president. I think that's going to determine if she wins or not, in my opinion.
If she can pull from the center. If her vice president Joel candidate can pull from the center, is that what you're saying? Then pull those votes away from Trump.
But here's, it's going to be interesting to see who she pulls as a vice president, because if I'm looking at, like, if you're the president and this is your vice president, God forbid you die, what's this idiot going to do? Then the question is, like, JD, I already know what you're going to do. Thank you. And then, the question is, what's going to happen if Harris wins? And it really is, who can she pick? I like the ex-governor of Pennsylvania, who's now a senator, the big guy that wears short sleeves with the goatee, and he tells it like it is. And I like him. And
Yeah.
then, but he's probably a little too crazy for the rest of the planet. Where I'm like, this is the perfect guy. And then they've got a bunch of other people that they've mentioned, and they're very nice and they're very
Okay,
conservative.
guys, but this is about woke here. We are going again. We
sorry.
will talk every time
That's what
about
happens
this.
when you leave,
But
Adam.
I want to ask Vicky. Yeah, it happens here with us too. It's no worry. Stephen,
What are you gonna do?
it's his fault. Vicky, are you a Christian?
wow.
I'm a recovering Christian, former Christian.
Do you play one on television?
Recovering. It was a disease.
I was technically baptized twice.
No, well, what
sprinkled
do you
Catholic
believe
and
in
then
Christianity?
baptized.
Do you believe in
And then I-
Jesus?
No, not now.
You don't believe. You're agnostic. You're no.
Yeah, I guess agnostic's probably the best term.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because if you were, I would ask you that would this what Trump said would this but anyway, Trump
No,
is
I
a
never
very
vote-
very
I
hard
never vote by this.
supporter of anti-woke agenda. Is there a name for those guys? Anti-woke or how we going?
Racist.
Ignorant.
Racist,
ignoramus?
Can we say
Yeah.
conservative?
No, that'd be an
No.
injustice to the conservatives.
Yeah,
But in
you know,
generally, when he's talking things like that to Christians, not all the Christians think in the same way, right?
Right.
And
yeah, well, I always
yeah.
I believed in separation of church and state. Always,
Yeah, but that's
regardless
different.
of
This is
what-
political
what-
stuff.
Well, but that was what one of our bases of our
The French has
revolution
in their
was.
constitution. The first thing is this: that they separate the church and the
Yeah,
state.
we do too. We did.
Yeah. In Greece, we don't have it.
Yeah, we
In
have
Greece,
that,
we don't
but
have
it's something that's kind of been eroded.
Now we don't
since.
we don't separate church and state anymore. We used to. Now it's like it's just they're putting the 10 Commandments in schools in certain states. They're doing this. They're doing that. A lot of it is I think they think we're back in the 1600s and we just got off the Mayflower. I'm sorry, promoting a moving line. So I think they're doing that, which is kind of interesting. And the problem is once again, it's just history repeating itself. And so I think everything they'll be telling the woke thing, I don't think is any different than what it was 500 years ago. I'm sure there were woke people back then and they called it something different. There's always been prejudice. There's always been people who go, why? You know, take the Civil War, right? North and South. What were they fighting against? Slavery. Why? Because the South thought they can own black people. And
the North was woke.
The North was woke. They were like, yeah, no, everyone should be free. So
who was Lincoln? It was Lincoln, the president then?
Lincoln was president.
Fucking woke president.
Yeah, totally woke.
He knew what he was
Totally.
doing. Yeah.
He was with the blacks.
7 years ago. Yeah.
And he was white. You know?
He was a white guy. Who knew?
Yeah.
But there's a guy
Maybe he was.
There's a book I have. It's the Lincoln. It's Lincoln or Carver. I forget. It's a black gentleman that's running for president when Lincoln was running for president, and it's their debates. It's a fascinating. I want to say it's the Lincoln Washington debates or the Lincoln Carver debates, but you can find it on Amazon.
George Washington Carver or no?
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. I forgot who it was, but it was a black gentleman who was running against Lincoln, and you would read their debates in this book, and they were fascinating. And it's like if people could debate like that, and it would give you this premise of it, like Lincoln would be on one side of the field, for lack of a better term, and his opponent would be on the other side, and you would have to like debate and scream and back, not screaming to scream, but scream so everyone can hear them. It was fascinating. So I think people were woke back then. If you want to go with the term, I think they were. If you want to go back 1 million years, I'm sure there were people that were woke back then. And if you want to go back 1 billion years, I'm sure there's people then, because everything seems to go inherently wrong. But I think we're going into a direction now where, not so good.
I will tell you what is my problem with the woke agenda, or how they call it anyway. I think the problem is that it's becoming kind of philosophy, ideology in a way. Right. And there are, this is what I really don't like. They are imposing bans, how we say that, they're imposing bans of artworks that were done 50 years ago, which now they look like racism or something like that, or discrimination and something.
Right.
But those artwork and art in general is a representation, as you nicely said about those guys and how they need a representation. It's a representation of their time. And if we start banning artworks and films that were done before the walk, before the awakening of all the sayings and stuff, we kill our history, and then we will not understand why we're doing this. So it's an exaggeration, and also the word sometimes that people which are very woke, in an exaggerated way. You have to be very careful with your language all the time. I mean, you might not have any intention to discriminate or to make unhappy anybody, but it happens that, you said this and this points to that and this. Come on, guys. It's becoming a disease. It's becoming a hysteria, a neurosis, it's in a psychological way. It's becoming a problem because it's in the age. You're going, like, there is a far right and there is the far left, for example, and stuff like that. You're becoming far too much, and you're losing the meaning why you're doing this. And that's why from activism, for example, it's becoming philosophy, and this is not good, because there are people who, like, we can see that I have a problem seeing people almost naked in the streets, but but if they do, the gay parade and the drag queens go out every day half naked, it might be a problem in a way. Well, look, we are living in a society with different kind of people, every kind of people, and we need to find a common ground. This is the thing. And pushing the extremes in any direction is not helping this. By the way, because in Europe, we laugh sometimes because you're thinking that Democrats are left and Trump Republicans are right. For us, to tell you the truth, Democrats, even with Kamala, is quite right. And Trump, for us, is ultra light. Right, yeah. You understand? They are only right. Both of your parties are very right for us. For us, the left is different. And I was born in a communistic country, so it's... we have a different kind of left, what we call left. Anyway, because it is a political, the woke agenda is about... Yes, Vicky.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that bothers me about it, going off your point, Adam, is it's become this mob mentality now. It's like the woke mob. And if you say something on Twitter, or if you say something innocent in your intention on your social media, this mob will like descend and cancel you and humiliate you and say you're the most horrible person in the world. And that kind of, any mob mentality is scary to me. But
isn't this discrimination? Isn't this discrimination already? So they are fighting something, and then they're becoming it. You understand?
Yeah, exactly. You become the thing that you fear.
That you hate. Mm-hmm. That's what happens if you become extremist. If you're becoming too much. That's what I say. We are saying in the show from the beginning. Balance, guys, is the way to go in life in general. Balance. You want to drink alcohol? Go and drink alcohol, but not every day. Not every day. You want to eat meat? Go eat meat, but not every day.
No, every day.
You want to have sex? Do sex every day.
Every day.
Yeah. Every day. Many times.
And here's the good thing about that. And sometimes with somebody else. I'm just saying. Anyway,
that's cool.
Well,
I'm trying to give Vicky. I've seen Vicky's show. I'm giving her advice. So I've seen the show where they talk about toys and robots. So
I think you don't know much about Vicky.
I
don't know her so well, but I can see from the face a lot. So
all right, calm down. Hey, I have a question about this cancel culture Vicky brought up. People are going to cancel you. They really can't cancel you unless you let them.
Yeah, but they cancel you in a big in the eyes of the big group of people, who are at the same thinking. And you don't want to be canceled for reasons that you don't believe that you have done something wrong.
But
Right.
listen, my point.
Look,
Vicky said
I
that
am
it could be
woke
canceled.
without being woke because I think that discriminating people of any kind is not good. It's not good.
Right, I agree.
I use the word that
Cowboys
people
fan.
are stupid, so in a way I'm discriminating a group of people. But this is a description for me that look. I just told you an example about a guy who's saying go and read a book, and I tell him that I don't know how to read. I can't read. I'm stupid. I can't read. Tell me, you tell me the difference between the historical person and mythical person. So if you read so much, you should tell me about it. But it's in life. It's not about quantity. It doesn't matter if you have read 1 million books. It says nothing to me. If you haven't understand, not even one.
That's a point.
You haven't understand, not even one.
But I'm trying to figure out cancel though. I understand what you're saying, but Vicky brought up cancel. So, and you're saying a group of people. But if those group of people, just say they see our show, and straight people see our show and they don't like it because we now know that gay farts kill straight air, right? We understand that now, that the LGBTQ farts will kill straight air and straight people are going to die. Now there's a group of people that are going to cancel us. Not that I give a shit, because we own the station. So how? But who cares? If they take that so literally, and then they're going to cancel us, do we really care that they're going to cancel us? What are they going to do that's going to wait? Let me ask Vicky. What are they going to do that's going to cancel us?
Okay, so you're looking at it from your perspective, but if you look at it from someone that say they make their living off of being on social media, they make their money off of their YouTube channel or their TikTok or whatever. Yeah, you get your income from that. And so when you get canceled and your followers leave, then your advertisers leave, and all of a sudden, because you've said something, now your job is gone. And we don't care because we, bought the farm. But like someone else, that would matter to them. And so being canceled.
Just a parenthesis, Vicky. In the Olympics that we're talking about, there are now some sponsors that are withdrawing. Like you can say it cancel. But from the other side, you see, they're canceling. The both extremists are canceling the middle, let's say, which are the most people that actually live. I think the most people is what Stephen is kind of talking, and it's a good perspective because he has a perspective, not only his own, but the middle. Are most people like people with families, not too extremists. They might believe or not in this religion, other religion, or not at all, and anything. Yeah, right. And they just want to live their lives. They don't even understand those guys or even that guys because they're extremists for them. For me, they are both extremists. I understand them. I think I do, but they're extremists to me. And what they are doing, they are canceling the middle, actually. And they're saying, look, if you are not with our side, you are with them. And this is bad because they are leaving the people who don't want to choose between extremism. I will never choose between extremism. I'm against extremism in general. And I don't want to choose. And this is canceling to me. Why? If I don't support you, I'm becoming them, This is bullshit thinking. Bullshit thinking. And after all, you have to understand there are a lot of, like Vicky said, a lot of perspectives. In fact, there are so many perspectives as people, right? And also animals. But let's take animals outside. There are so many perspectives.
Your dog, yes.
Life is about perspective. In general, the universe have brought life because it needs different perspective. It's obvious to me. That's why what we are doing here right now, and in every conversation, in everything we do with other people, we're expressing ourselves. That means we are sharing perspectives. Look, I see it this way. Yes, but I see it this way. But if we start being the extremists, then we go to the rooftop and then start killing Trump and maybe Kamala and maybe somebody else and maybe somebody else. This is what extremism does. And the king of extremism in political terms in the US is Trump. It's not Kamala. I wouldn't say it's Kamala. It's Trump. He has the hate. How many times he has used the hate logic in his sayings? All the time, almost. even what we said today, is a kind of
Safe to say that.
look. You don't have to vote anymore. You don't have to vote anymore. Just once. Just put me into, and then. But if you die, don't worry. I have children that will continue my legacy to be kings. But
just the arrogance to think that voting is something we have to worry about doing. Like, don't worry about that. I'll take that off your plate. Because
you just fucking work there, and you don't go to church, and you don't do this stuff. Okay. But being with us, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
But
the man who grabbed women's private parts.
Right.
So
can you imagine? Oh no, it's a different. Never mind. It's a different discussion.
That's fine. We can imagine.
Go down there.
You can discuss whatever you want. Vicky, how often are you going to be on the show? So bring it up.
I think we have to permanently. You have to find a fee for her to pay her to be here.
That's right. My appearance fee. Come on. No, I was just thinking. Like,
Vicky, you know what I paid you last week?
Find sponsors.
Double that.
Yeah. Wait, I have your.
I will make them an offer that cannot refuse.
Oh, don't say that, Adam, because we'll get all kinds of creepy ass weird.
Yeah, we're gonna get a whole bunch of doubt. Then you'll get people going, "You're not woke. How could you say that to the poor girl?" So, just send her a bag of candy. She'll be fine. Anyway, go ahead, Vicky.
No, I just thought, what if we had to vote? Like, you have to have jury duty, or you have to, it's part of your duty as a citizen. You have to cast a vote. You can cast a vote for no one or something, but what if everybody
Norway, you have to vote.
But the best democracy is in Switzerland. They have cantons, small, like you have in America. Texas is divided into what? Counties.
Yeah, everybody.
The counties in Switzerland, they vote every so and so. I mean, for things that have to do with their county. Like,
we should do next week's show on voting. If Vicky can make it, we should do all next week's show then on voting.
Yeah, we always say about next show, topic. and then you ask me what is the next topic, and I forget what we have talked about.
All right. So next week, why don't we discuss voting, and we can discuss it on a global level.
Yeah. We will say it later. Just to close, my final say about the woke agenda, because that's the topic is, guys, you are becoming extremist. I mean. You're becoming extremes and extremist, like the person who is going to the extreme. And what you said, Stephen, that there is a need for representations of minority. This for sure. But in a way, I don't have a problem with that. But in a way, I try to look also from the other side, and it's becoming a little too much. This is true. It's like it's kind of like provoking those people who think in a different way, very much more conservative. They don't understand the world that we're living right now. They don't understand what AI is, what it will bring, and everything that the new world is to bring about. Right. This is what I want to say. That don't become extremists, because you will become them. You'll start to hate. You're already doing this. You'll start to hate.
Vicky?
But in general, I agree on not discriminating people, on showing the diversity, and supporting people who have problems, Black, gays, Jews, everybody that has a problem in the world, and let's live our lives together. That's what I
like it. Vicky, what's your final thought?
Kumbaya. Oh no, I can't top that. That was great.
All right, well done. Very good. Well, then
that's exactly what I think.
My final thought is thank you everybody for watching us live. Every Monday we're here live at 8:30 Eastern time. So figure that out if you're somewhere else in the world. Rebroadcasted for everybody on Tuesdays. You can catch us on podcasting. Go to anywhere you get your podcast. Look for Two Old Farts Making Noises. And if you like Adam on the Eve, look for Adam on the Eve. It's there along with all our other shows. And we have a new show with whatever group of people.
Vicky, you know what's happening now? I thought because he said Adam on the Eve, you become the Eve of the show now.
Ooh,
you don't have to come every time, but anytime you come, it'll be good. You'll see it'll be a good show, because we need a woman. A woman is always needed. It's
and David can't make it every time. So
David can be here also, but we are three guys. You know, there's too much of manhood here. We need a girl.
Vicky, Vicky, I guess you're going to be part of the show now when you can. So
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Tell your friends. Don't forget to watch Vicky in real life every Sunday on our channel. It's very cool. And Adam will be back next week, and we will see you all next Monday. Cheers, everybody.
Bye-bye, guys.